All right, good afternoon, everyone. I want to welcome us to today's session on how to build wealth. All right, now, yesterday was the part one of it, and we looked at the foundation, the core things we need to do as fundamentals that can help us come into this issue of wealth with the right mindset and as prepared persons. And those things were essential. So today we're going to be looking at a whole lot. I just hope our time permits us to cover up what we have because it's quite bulky. All right. And I want to appreciate the host of this program for giving you all the opportunity to learn this and for giving me the opportunity to stand here to teach you or to sit here to teach you what you need to know about wealth creation. All right, so before we delve into what we have for today, can we say a word of prayer? Our Father, we thank you for today. We thank you for another opportunity to learn. We ask, oh God, for wisdom and understanding. And we also ask for the power to do, that we will not just learn, but grace, the ability, the wisdom, and the power to go back and apply this knowledge and see results you will give to us. In Jesus' name, amen. Okay, so we're still on the issue of wealth creation, and we will be looking at, we'll be beginning from what I title Tools for Wealth Creation. Now, we cannot be talking about something when we don't know how to go about it. A lot of us go for motivational sessions, we go for seminars, we go for talk shows. We learn a lot of things, we gather a lot of information, but the problem has always been how to apply it. So, we're going to be looking practically at the tools. I want to build a mansion. What are the tools do I need? What tools do I need to build the kind of house, the kind of mansion that I want to build? All right, so we're looking at wealth creation. What are the tools we need to create wealth? I have a couple of them. I'll list them out and then we'll take them one after the other. The first skill we have, the first tool, sorry, we have for wealth creation is called skills. Skills. We can't be talking about skills. I know I mentioned that yesterday. We cannot be talking about wealth creation and we don't talk about you having a skill. That's one tool. I want to build wealth. I want to be financially stable. You need to have skills. You need to have a skill. All right, so that's number one tool. Number two tool you need for wealth creation is business. You need business to have money, to make money, to build wealth. You need to have a business. You need to have, so if you do not have a tool, which is skill, you do not have the first tool, which is skill, you should have the second tool, which is business. All right. Tool number three, we have investment, and some of those things are in progression. Now, if you have a skill, the more you become an expertise in your skill, you would have to create a business. We're going to look at the process and how it flows. You would need to create a business, a brand with your skill. You're good at something, you can make it a skill. You can make it a business by building a brand around it. All right. And now once you start growing in your business, the next stage of wealth creation, which is the tool number three, is investment. You now learn how to invest this money, put your money where it works for you. You're not just working for money. Investment is a platform that allows your money grow and work for you with little or no effort from your ends. So let's take, for example, you put your money in a platform and you leave it for a couple of time. Due to compounding interest, you have something to hold on to at the end of the month, at the end of the year. And some investment platform goes ahead to give you dividends, okay? Like, thank you for trusting us to keep your money, things like that. So investment is another way of building wealth. It has built wealth for 1,001%. Some of those rich people out there, these are the things they leverage on, and those are the things we'll be looking at. So tool number four we have is diversification. What I do, my skill, my business, investment. How do I diversify those things? How can I make a multiple of them? Is another way you can create, is another tool you need for wealth creation. Now, you can notice that I mentioned all of these tools without talking about job. And that's because as a salary earner, the truth is that you cannot build wealth with salary. Instead of me putting a job there, I'd rather put career. And I'm going to show you how to practically build wealth with your career, even though you have a 9 to 5 job. So it's obvious that no one can actually build wealth with your salary, with your job. And that is because when your stream of income or when your tool for income generation depends solely on you, whether it's a business, whether it's a skill, when it depends solely on you, your availability, your time, and all of that for it to be productive, then it cannot build you wealth. Now, let's take, for example, a job. That's why I didn't put it there. Now, your job needs your physical presence. The day you don't go to work, you're likely to be fired or you're likely to be queried. And anything that affects your productivity in your workplace definitely affects your salary. We all know that. So that cannot be a medium. Some of us like to be career persons. I don't want to own a business. I have a couple of friends like that. They just want that classic career look. It is not bad. Of course, all of us will not do business. Yes, all of us cannot do business, but all of us can have a skill. All of us can build a business brand even though we don't practically get involved in it. Okay, but if you must build wealth, you must have these tools, whether 1, 2, 3 or the 4 of them. Okay, but as a career person, let's say your own interest is to have a job, go out in the morning in that 9 to 5 look, dress corporate is your thing. It's cool. But depending alone on your salary as a career person, you will never be financially stable. So you would need to learn how to monetize your career skill. You're a doctor, you must learn the business of doctor services. You must learn the business side of being a nurse. You must learn the business side of being a secretary. You must learn that, all right? So that's what we'll be showing. Now, very quickly, let's go into the deep explanation of these tools. The first I talked about is the skill. Now we're going to look at the first aspect of skill. We have different aspects of skills. The first one is the general and universal skill. Now this skill is not centered on education. That's why it is universal. It is open to everyone. What does this mean? You do not necessarily have to go to university to learn the skills. And these are the foundation. These skills are the foundation when it comes to skills for wealth creation. In fact, if you miss out in these 3 skills, every other skill you learn is going to suffer because they are dependent on this skill. Whether you're literate, whether you're an illiterate, you need to learn the skill if we must talk about the issue of wealth creation. Now, what are the skills I'm talking about? The first is called the money making skill. Trust me, you will not learn this in the university. That is why it is not for graduates. I'm not speaking to graduates. I'm speaking to every single person here who is desiring to become financially stable in life, who is desiring to end the issue of lack and poverty in their family and lineage, who is desiring to leave a legacy of wealth for their children, not allowing their children to go through the kind of stress, to go through the kind of pressure that their family had to go through. Okay, so those are the persons I am directly speaking to. Okay, now when we look at money making skill, anyone can learn it. Now imagine someone selling bole, a very aged mother selling bole by the roadside, and with that bole she has been able to train 2 of her children through the university. Do you think she learned that in the university? Some of them were not even opportune to go to school apart from their secondary school. But because she has learned the money making skill, she is able to create wealth at least to an extent that was able to meet her needs. All right. So this money making skill is a very important skill that everyone should learn if you must deal with the matter of wealth creation. Number two skill for the universal skill is money managing skill. A lot of us we cry we don't have money, but the truth is, if we look at our expenses for the year, some of us have spent over 1 million. You will shout because you don't know that accumulating those things you spent on it has really summed up to something big, and you're surprised because you didn't get them in bulk. A lot of us have seen funds. Some have worked in multinational companies, and after retirement they have nothing to show for it. Why? Poor money managing skill. If you do not learn how to manage money, you would never be able to build wealth, because money will come when you do the right thing. But if you don't learn how to manage money when it comes, it will disappear, and you will return back to lack. All right. So money managing skills is a very important skill. Now the third part under those general and universal skills is the money multiplication skill. You must learn how to multiply money. Money is a currency. It doesn't stay static. Money must flow in current. That's why when you carry your money and go and dump it in the bank, in fact, when money is kept at the spot, when money is kept static, it depreciates. Funny enough, it would not remain the same way it is. All right, good afternoon, everyone. I want to. It's funny enough, it would not remain the same way it is. It depreciates sometimes in amounts that's if it's in your local Nigerian bank. You know what I'm talking about. Before, maybe you kept 100,000 in your local bank. After a week or 1 month, you start seeing things like a lot for SMS, a lot for ATM card, a lot for this. Sometimes they even charge you for things you don't understand. So in the case of the bank, when money is kept stocked there, it depreciates. All right, it reduces in amount. It also depreciates in value. So let's say, for example, you leave your money, maybe you have a saving box, or something you save, any platform you save your money on that does not build money for you. When you leave it there for a longer period of time, the money depreciates in value. It depreciates in value. So 10,000 is no longer 10,000 because things have hiked in price. You can no longer afford much. All right. So you must learn to multiply money. What are the things you need to do to increase 1,000 to 2,000? 100,000 to 1 million. Someone who is desiring to build wealth must learn the skill of money multiplication. It is not money doubling, all right? It is a skill to learn how to multiply your income stream, thereby multiplying your money. All right. So these are the universal. Now I'm going to explain just one out of it now, and as we proceed I'll explain the other. Now let's dive into the first skill, money making skill. All right, so what are money making skills? One, when you talk about money making skills, we have so many of them. We have so many of them. The first we'll begin with is how to sell. You must learn how to sell. You must learn how to sell. I know I said that yesterday. You cannot be talking about making money, building wealth when you don't know how to sell. A lot of person, it's not my thing. I can't do this. I can't do that. You're not ready to come out of poverty. Probably you're enjoying free money. But if you're ready to build wealth, the number one money making skill you must learn is how to sell. You must learn how to sell yourself. You must learn how to sell that product. You must learn how to sell your service, your experience, your expertise. Now, let's take, for example, talking about selling your experience. You are a new mom and a nursing mother, all right? And you're also a career person. Now, you were able to scale through being a nursing mother, a career person, and a wife, and you did it so well. That's an experience. There are 1,001 new moms out there that does not know how to navigate this period of their life. Now, you can decide to put that knowledge together with your experience and sell to them, and they'll buy. How to balance your life as a career person, a nursing mom, and a wife. 10 steps to take, 10 keys to this. You put it as a book or a course, and people will buy. Why? It's a challenge. People are going through it. You're able to do it doesn't mean everybody can. That's your personal experience. You can share that. You can share your knowledge. Not everybody knows what you know. Okay, that's why you need to learn to put yourself out. You need to learn to sell yourself. All right, so these things are not learned in school. You learn it. You learn. Money is not taught in school. Sorry, you learn money. You make money by selling something. You need to learn to start trading things for cash. You need to learn to start trading your skill, your expertise for cash. A lot of us are very good in writing, but we're poor. You're very good in speaking, like you speak eloquently, but there's nothing to show for it financially. You're very good in coordinating things and making sure things are in order, but you don't have money in your pockets. You don't have money in your bank account. And that's because you've not learned how to sell yourself. You've not learned how to monetize your skill. You've not learned the business side of your passion and your skill. All right? Which is very important. So selling is foundational to making money. You must learn to sell. You must learn to sell. All right? You must learn to sell. So if you can't sell, you will be working for those who can sell. Some of us are doing 9 to 5. You're actually working for a boss who decided to sell his idea, either in services he's rendering to people or in products he's selling. And you will end up, let's say you're working in the filling station. That's someone who decided to put his idea into a product to sell. And because you cannot sell, you're ending up with him as either a sales rep, a customer service representative, a security personnel. You are ending up with him as anything because you don't want to learn how to sell. All right? Now, some of us think education education is key, it's power, it's wonderful. But education alone will not make you wealthy. It will not. I haven't seen a graduate without a skill, without all of the things we've listed, even though he's a first class student that has money or is financially stable or has been able to build a system of wealth because he or she is a graduate. It doesn't work that way. In fact, these are the things that going to school can help you acquire. Money is not one of them. One, it will help you build networking. It will help you meet people that would connect you to the things you need. So it builds connection. It helps you build connection and networking. That's one thing education and school can do for you. School can do for you. Two, it will help you to learn problem solving skills. Sometimes by virtue of your experience there, you will learn it. Leadership skill, problem solving skills. It gives you all of some of the soft skills. It gives you the foundation to learn them. It will also help you to learn thinking skills because you'll be faced with things that would make you think, prefer solutions, and all of that. So that's what school can do for you. But school will not teach you how to make money. School will not teach you how to manage money. School will not teach you how to multiply money. All right? Education will not do this for you. Another skill you need to learn under the money making skill is how to own things that pay you while you sleep. Like I said about job, why a job cannot be seen as a money making tool is because a job does not allow you to exempt yourself from it while it helps to build or fix your financial issues. No, you have to be available. Your time, your presence, your resources, if they are not there, it is not working. So, in learning how to build wealth, you must learn things that would pay you while you sleep. You must learn to pay attention to those things. You must learn to invest in those things. What are your assets? Some of you, what you pay attention to and invest in are material things. The latest iPhone, the latest shoe, the latest dress, the latest hair. Those are the things that you do. If those are your kind of investment and interest, then you're not ready to be financially stable. Now, when you want to get something, you ask yourself, this thing I'm trying to buy, can it give me 2 times of the money I'll be spending on it? If it cannot, then it can wait. Because at this moment, you don't spend emotionally. You don't spend out of pressure. You spend for profit at this level you are. You spend for profit, not for pressure. A time will come when you will want to live those luxury lives, when you've been able to acquire wealth. But for now, we're looking at building. We're looking at building. So the foundation is key. So you do not spend money on things that would not help you make profits. You spend money that would not, may help you make profits. You spend money on things that will definitely help you make profits. All right? So, like an analysis I would say here is the rich do not wake up to go to work every day just like the poor does. They know if we don't go to work, there's no money, there's no food on the table. But because the rich, they are able to pay attention to those things that will pay them while they sleep. They build those systems and structures. They put in place these assets that they can depend on even when they are not available. They can go to sleep. The only thing they do is to wake up and look at what is working while they slept. They come back to look at the things that are working while they slept. But the poor people wake up every day to go to work, while the rich people wake up to check what worked while they slept. So I don't know what category of persons you want to fall into. Now, if your money rests while you rest, you will work till the end of your life. That's why jobs are not what we should anchor on. If because you're sick, your money is resting, you know if you're not in that office, you'll not be paid. If your money is resting while you're resting because you're not there, then you cannot build wealth. You should be able to own assets that work while you sleep, investments that work while you sleep, businesses that are running while you sleep, systems that are working while you sleep. And trust me, even as a young person, you can begin that. The third you need to learn for money making skills are problem solving skills. You need to learn to solve problems. Look around you. What are the things people lack that you're very good at? That's a money avenue. All right? Every problem is a payment in disguise as far as you're able to solve it. What can you do? What problem can you solve? You cannot keep complaining. In fact, money doesn't like complain. The more you complain, the more money runs away from you. So instead of complaining, why not be a creator? Why not be a problem solver? Why not look at what you're complaining about and prefer a solution to it? Because it is that problem that attracts the payment, that attracts the reward. All right? People will not just pay you for your efforts. They will pay you to make their pain disappear. They will pay you for making their struggles end. They will pay you for solving a problem for them. They will pay you for making them smile. That's why people will pay you. They will not just pay you because you're very good, you're beautiful, you're smart, you're intelligent. No. That's why not every first class student will be financially stable. People will not pay you because you're a first class graduate. People will pay you because you're able to solve a problem. Even though you go for employment in a company, they will not look at your certificate and say, he graduated well, let's employ him. No, what can you bring to the table? So you must learn problem solving skill if you must build wealth, all right? The next one we're going to look at as a skill you must learn is how to imitate what is working. There is nothing you're trying to do that is new. No. You want to be a digital marketer. There are 1,001 digital marketers out there. And funny enough, there are some that are very good. So it's not wisdom to want to start something new. When you make a research of when you pick a niche of what you want to do, go and make a research. What are the people that have done these things over the years and are doing well? Some of us try some things because we don't know how to go about it. I know when I start listing skills and how they pay, some say it's not working. I've been in groups where people say this is scam, it doesn't work. And sometimes the reason is because they've tried these things and it didn't work. It didn't work for you, doesn't make it wrong. It didn't work for you doesn't mean it's not working. There are people that have done it over and over again and it's working for them. All right, it's working for them. So all you need to do in this money making system is to learn. All right, go and make research, copy their system. I'm not saying you should copy everything they do. Imitate the system. It is the system that is working for them, not the style. It is the system that they have built. Copy the system. What do they know that you don't know about digital marketing? That they are able to make sales and you've not made sales for the past 1 year. You need to learn those secrets. Now, I'm not saying you should copy, like I said. Some of us, we have very wonderful business ideas and patterns. Now, imagine a scenario. I see that a lot and I wonder, these people will definitely struggle. And sometimes it leads to other things. Now, imagine someone who sells female wears in the market. If it's on the social platform online, you're free. We have our walls dividing us. But on a physical space, I think it's something we should look into. Now, you see someone selling female wears and in the market, and then the next shop close to it is also selling female wears. Like 5 shops in the same lane and line are selling the exact same thing. No, it is wrong. All I see people do now is copy, copy, copy. You don't have an idea. You just see that, yam is selling at this junction. Let me start selling yam. Oh, this lady is doing well with kiddies. Let me start kiddies. Oh, dropshipping is the reigning business. Everybody's talking about affiliate marketing. And we see people copying and copying and copying. That's not what I'm talking about. If you copy a business that you are not passionate about, you don't have any unique thing to offer in it, you don't have your own uniqueness to add to it, you will not make it in that business. So when you imitate these systems, you add your own uniqueness. What makes you outstanding? Because if you don't have that uniqueness to add, you'll be like everybody else. And when you're like everybody else, you will not stand out. And when you don't stand out, you will not be noticed. Okay, so I think I've overemphasized on this point. Now let's move on to the next point, which is getting paid before you do the work. It's a skill you must learn. Now, this is a lot of mistake people make. I want to start up a product business and then you've not done market research. In fact, you've not even been able to identify your audience and your market. The next thing you're doing is to rush to the market and buy goods. This is very wrong. Imagine you want to start a restaurant business. You've not done survey, the kind of people you have around, what kind of dishes they eat. Is it local or international? Is it mama put you would need in that environment because of the kind of person? Or is it a touche restaurant? You've not made those research. Can they afford this and afford that? Will they like this or that? You've not been able to do that. And who are your audiences? Who are you serving? Are they children, students, aged people, and all of that? The next thing you are doing is to rent a shop. Go to the market and buy foodstuffs. Go to your kitchen and cook and bring out cooler. Food is ready. You might sell, but you will not build wealth that way. Because if you are opportune to sell the first day, you might not be opportune to sell the second day. So you must do the right thing. And this is what I advise people to do. When you pick your niche, the next thing you need to do is to get to know your audience. Who are your target markets? Where can you find them? When you've sorted that out, you do a market research. What is sellable here? What is obtainable here? Put it out and get feedback. Oh, I sell mama put. Do flyers and put out. Get the orders. Always use people's money to start up. So this issue and complaint of I don't have capital is not trending. It's not trending because it's not working. It is not wisdom to carry your capital and put into a business. Now, there are essentials. Let's say you want to do an online business. There are essentials. There are things you must have, like a gadget, your phone or a laptop, your internet connection, and electricity. Sorry. Those are essentials. I'm not talking about that. But say you want to do a product business and you start investing on heavy things when you do not have a market. It is wrong. All right, so you don't start with your money. There are rules that governs it. Let me read out the rules for you. Rule number 1 for wealth is never use your own money to work for a client. Always put it out. If you do products, digital products, put your book out. I sell books, you put it out. This book will help you do this. The next 5 people to get it, put them on a wait list. When they start paying for it, when people start reaching out to you for it, sometimes they have to pay before the service. You use their money to do what you want to do. You don't necessarily need those capitals sometimes. I sell shoes and I put it out online and people reach me. In fact, from when you start putting out to test run that business idea, if it's going to work, you start getting feedbacks that will help you. People now say, okay, I need a black shoe. You now know the kind of shoe to buy. Oh, I need my rice this way. You now know the kind of rice to prepare. Instead of just diving into production without having people who need it. So it's a mistake that some of us do and we end up struggling in business. All right. And finally, you have to turn time into money. Learn to do something once and earn from it over and over again. I'm going to be showing us how to achieve that. All right. Now, the next skills we're going to be looking at, we looked at the first universal skills, which money making, managing, and multiplication. Now let's look at other skills we need. Now remember, these are the essential skills. You cannot do these other skills I'm mentioning without knowing this: how to make money, how to manage money, and how to multiply money. Now let's look at other skills we can learn as school leavers, as students, that would help us in our economy and society today. The next one is manual and trade money making skills. When we talk about manual skills, they are handy skills, things you can do with your hands. They are physical skills. So even though you don't have a phone, you don't have a laptop, which a lot of us use as excuse to remain poor. Okay, so even though you don't have a phone, you don't have any means of being online to do things that other people do online, these skills can serve you. All right, so I'll list them in no particular order. We have tailoring and fashion design skill. You can learn that. You can learn that. Now I'm going to show us how to build wealth with the simple things. You know there are tailors that actually charge as high as 5 million for a dress. If you don't know, you should be hearing that for the first time. Okay, in fact, I've met with someone who was sharing. I was listening to her administration where she was talking about a dress she made in Lagos here in Nigeria. I'm not saying foreigners, in Nigeria here, and she paid 5 million for that gown. Now the same gown, another tailor will be sewing that gown for 10,000 naira, some 5,000, some 15,000. So it's not about what you're learning, it's about how you're able to sell that thing, which we'll be looking at, how you can package that skill, but you must learn it and be good at it. All right, so it is not about the skill. Someone is doing tailoring and earning 15, another one calls it fashion design. They are doing the same thing. It is just the packaging. All right, another skill you can learn offline, you don't need a phone or any gadget to do that, is hairdressing. You can be very professional. There are people that have belts, system of belts with this. You can learn that. We have barbing, we have shoemaking and repair. These are, sometimes we undermine these things. That's why we think they are menial jobs. There are people that are doing it on a very sophisticated level you can never imagine, and those are the things I'll show us. All right, leather work, like making bags and belts. You can decide to own a factory for it. You can start small online, build a brand around it, and become a world-class leather work designer or whatever. All right, we have carpentry. There are people that does carpentry. They've done upholsteries for politicians. They earn in millions. They do shelves, they do wardrobes, they do very quality things. I'm not talking about 10,000, 5,000 naira carpenter work. No, we're looking at the professional side of these things. Okay, we have welding, fabrications, automatics, painting. We have bricklaying. We have POP ceiling installation. These are skills you can learn. You're leaving the school, you don't have anything to do. These are skills you can walk up to any vendor that does this and learn them, and they would fetch you money. Generator repair, phone hardware repair. We have a lot of young people in around that does these things to earn money. All right, we have interior decoration. We have air conditioning installation, furniture polishing, metal door and gate fabrication, iron. A lot of these skills, these are physical skills. All right, now the next set of physical skills we can have are service based money making skills. Service based, they are not handy. Now these first ones I listed were handy skills. These ones are services that you can render to people as a freelancer and get paid. One, home decoration. You can learn how to decorate a home, a church service, a church program, a wedding venue. You can learn that. And you're not working for anybody. You just avail yourself, do your work, they pay you, and they go. These are services and skills you can learn. Okay? Even home cleaning services. Home cleaning services. We have catering services, we have cooking services, we have ushering services, daycare, nanny services, caregiving services. We have a lot of them, food vendoring, and a lot of that. I'm going to put this together, okay, and give us a full comprehensive list so that those of us that want to go through it and know what to do or pick from it would know how to go about it. All right, so I'm going to put this list together for us. Now the next one are creative skills, creative money making skills. Some of them are digital inclined. We have graphic design, logo design, video editing, content creation, branding, animation, automation, copywriting, social media management. All of these things are very important skills we must learn. So I'm sorry I'm rushing over it because of time, but you're going to get a full list of them so you can pick from. Remember, picking one is choosing a niche. You might not be able to start from all of them. You need to pick a particular niche, focus on it, diversify in it. Then if there is need to add something else, you can do that. A lot of us have failed in this because we're trying to do a lot of things at the same time. No, you cannot be a writer, a singer, a painter, a carpenter, a fashion designer at the same time. It cannot work. So you have to focus on one. You have to focus on one, build on it, diversify in it, get stable with income through it, and then we can pick something else if necessary. All right? Okay, so quickly let's look at another kind of skill we can learn. I'll just put the points, but I will not list them out. Okay, we've looked at creative skills. We also look at digital skills. Okay, web design, digital marketing, and all of that. I'll give you the list. Like I said, business skills, business and entrepreneurial skills. You must learn it. How to sell, how to market, business planning, negotiation. Some people are very terrible in negotiation. It's a skill you need to learn. You are very good at what you do, but you're terrible at your negotiation. What someone will be charging others for 50,000, they'll ask you, how much am I paying? You say 2,000, because you lack negotiation skill. It's something you need to learn if you must do well. All right, financial management, you need to learn it. Book recording, bookkeeping, how to keep records of things. Writing, okay, pricing, you need to learn. Drop shipping, affiliate marketing, business coaching. All of these skills, they are under business skills that you need to learn. You also need to learn agriculture based skills like poultry farming, fishing, all of this kind of food production, preservation, and all of this. You need to learn these skills. Okay, these are skills that we can learn and start monetizing. Knowledge based skills like teaching, training, coaching, communication skills, time management skills. These skills are called soft skills. These skills will help you even in your career and in your business, and they are very essential. In fact, if you're looking for a job, some of those things are criteria that the recruiters look for you to be qualified for that job. So these are skills that you can look at learning. Investment skills, very important as well. All right, now these are skills that one can leverage on and learn. There are platforms to learn the skills. There are so many platforms to learn the skills. We have Udemy, we have Coursera, we have a couple of them. I'm going to list them out for you as well. When I start deliberating on a particular niche. Now, very quickly, let's go to business. Another way to create wealth, like I talked about, is starting a business. You must start a business. If you have a skill, you should think of now converting your skill into a brand. I sew very well. I can have a fashion brand. All right? So you can create your business from your skill. I write very well. I can have a writing company where I train other people on writing, or I offer writing services. All right. So this is another way you can generate wealth through your business. And there are so many business we can do. Business we can do in the physical space from your skills. Like I said, businesses that you can get from your skills. Cooking business, writing business, and all of that. Okay, the next tool for wealth creation is investment. Now we're going to be looking at how to go about investment very quickly. All right, what are the things I need to invest to as a student, as a school leaver, as a young youth? What are the things I must invest my money to? Now remember, investments are things you put your money in, are platforms that you put your money in that allows your money to grow and work for you even without your involvement. Okay, one is in the money markets. All right, these are investment vehicles and platforms that are available through the government, through financial institutions, through investment organizations. They are investment vehicles, and they allow you to invest your money in for it to grow and for it to work for you. All right, types of these investments are fixed deposits, mutual funds, treasury bills, and bonds. Now these are not this kind of investment. I'm not talking about our regular bank saving. All right, I'm not talking about saving your money in the bank. I'm talking about putting your money in a system that works, that allows your money to work for you. It is not the bank I'm talking about. The next investment type that we can leverage on is called the stock market. This is where you buy shares from different companies, both local companies in Nigeria and international companies. A lot of us know about this. Okay, examples are buying shares from Facebook, buying shares from Instagram, Amazon, reputable companies that have been in years and are doing well. When you buy shares from them, you own a percentage of their company revenue. They give you that money as dividends for owning shares with them. All right, now examples of these platforms we can use for this, we have PiggyVest. A lot of you might not know about it. PiggyVest, now it allows you to save your money. Instead of saving your money in the bank, you can save your money in these platforms, and you can also invest in these platforms by owning shares with them. All right, one of it is PiggyVest. It allows you to save your money and invest in it. We also have Bamboo. I'll be giving you a list of them as well. We also have Cowrywise. It allows you to save your money and your money grows. The good thing about these platforms is that once your money is put there, it doesn't just stay. Your money begins to grow for you. In a month's time, you see something added. Unlike our local banks where your money depreciates, here your money grows. While you sleep, your money is growing. While you're not there, your money is growing. We also have Afro Invest is another platform you can use for this investment. We have Truth. We also have RestVest. We also have Wealthy Sync, and a couple of them which we can be looking at. All right, another thing you can another form of investment I'm going to talk about that is rarely talked about is investing in other people's business. Some of us have been opportune to get a job where we earn some money as salaries and we don't know what to do with it. You can look for someone with a business idea that is creative and trustworthy. Some of them are already into the business as well. You can go to the roadside and look at that mama selling orange or mama put. All right, her major problem is capital and you have it, but she has the business skill. to be able to generate income with that. You can invest in her business. Tell her how much return she'll be giving you every month. And then you're already generating income for yourself. So you can invest in small business ideas with other people, all right? You can also invest in your intellectual properties, your digital products, your ideas, your solutions, your services. You can invest in those things. And